Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. Wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gone to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home anytime she goes away. I know, 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 I know. Hey, I ought to leave the young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away.
Tell me, is it wrong? Am I going strong? Ain't I got it going on?
What the? Is he up there dancing? I snooze L. Huh? Turn your goofy down.
Oh yeah. Where was I? Okay, so a lot of people have come to me seeking freedom, justice, and equality during status ascension. And they say, I already authenticated my birth certificate. And I'm like, we don't authenticate birth certificates during status ascension. And I ask, what made you do that? Oh, I was studying with this group, that group, and they said you had to authenticate the birth certificate. I said, well, why? Well, they say, because it says on the document that it's entitled to the full faith and credit. And I go, not for you. But what I've never heard anyone mention is what is important on the document. And it's contained in the lower left corner on the face of all documents authenticated by the United States of America Department of State. And another thing, they're authenticated for use on documents abroad. So why would you authenticate the birth certificate? Who's ever had anyone have their birth certificate questioned for its authenticity? Anyway, lower left corner of the instrument says, issued pursuant to CHXIV, state of September 15th, 1789. Now, does that seem odd to anyone? Where my analysts at? Because it sure seemed odd to me. First of all, what are Roman numerals doing on a document from the United States of America? This isn't Rome? Or is it? Second of all, it says state of September 15th, 1789. Now, I've heard of state of New York. I've heard of state of California, state of Illinois, but I've never heard state of used in reference to a date. Is the date a state? According to the document, it is. So I said, let me look into this. The curious mind of Ashmusa L. And I ended up discovering this document from the United States Department of State Performance and Accountability Report, fiscal year 2005, Transformational Diplomacy. Very interesting. This is an official document, sisters and brothers, under the seal of the Department of State, United States of America, by the sitting Secretary of State at the time, under signature of Condoleezza Rice. Peace be upon her. We're going to go down to page 8 inside of the document, where it states, Department of State History. Why is it called the Department of State? On September 15, 1789, Congress passed an act to provide for the safekeeping of the acts, records, and seal of the United States and for other purposes. This law changed the name of the Department of Foreign Affairs to the Department of State because certain domestic duties were assigned to the agency. Domestic duties, not foreign duties. Before, they were foreign affairs, and then domestic duties were assigned. These included receipt, publication, distribution, and preservation of the laws of the United States, preparation, sealing, and recording of the commissions of presidential appointees, preparation and authentication of copies of records and the authentication of copies under the department seal, custody of the Great Seal of the United States. That's interesting. Custody of the Great Seal of the United States. You know, the same Great Seal that's on the $1 Federal Reserve note? I'll come back to that later. And it also says custody of the records of the former Secretary of the Continental Congress, except for those of the Treasury and War Departments. Why is it the custody of the records of the former Secretary of the Continental Congress? Is the Secretary no longer the Secretary of the Continental Congress? Is the Continental Congress former? And why is there an exception for the Treasury and War Departments? The Treasury and War Departments remained intact while custody of the Great Seal of the United States was placed with the Department of State. Very interesting. So the Treasury, intact, Great Seal, put into the custody of the Department of State. Are those two different jurisdictions? Why are they separate? Does this mean that the people's interest in their own birth certificate is domestic, while the Treasury and War Departments are foreign affairs? What's also interesting on this document, at the bottom of page 8, it says, what is the oldest diplomatic property owned by the United States? The oldest diplomatic property owned by the United States is the U.S. Legation Building in Tangier. The Sultan of Morocco made a gift of the building in 1821. It served as the U.S. consulate until 1956. It is currently preserved as a museum and study center. Isn't it also interesting that the corporate state of Morocco was founded in 1956? Let's go over to Black's Law Dictionary and look up the definition of custody. According to Black's Law Dictionary, 2nd edition, custody, definition and citations, the care and keeping of anything, as when an article is said to be in the custody of the court. Also, the detainer of a man's person by virtue of lawful process or authority, actual imprisonment, in a sentence that the defendant be in custody until, quote unquote, etc. This term imports actual imprisonment. The duty of the sheriff under such a sentence is not performed by allowing the defendant to go at large under his general watch and control, but so doing renders him liable for an escape. Do the people need to escape from the custody of being imprisoned on their own birth documents? And it also says person. We know that the definition of person means a corporation. Let's bust down this word custody again. Merriam-Webster, custody, immediate charge and control as over a ward or a suspect, exercised by a person or an authority. Custody does not mean own. Temporarily in the hands of another until further notice, until discharge thereof. Children don't do this at home. It's a lot more to it than that. Stay tuned in. God bless you all. Now back to my dance.
Steady trying to find the motive. Why do what I do? And freedom ain't getting no closer. No matter how far I go, my car is stolen. No registration. Cops patrolling. And now they done stop me and I get locked up. They won't let me out. They won't let me out. Locked up. They won't let me out. No. They won't let me out. Locked up. They won't let me out. They won't let me out. Locked up. They won't let me out. No. They won't let me out. Heading uptown to Rio. Back with a couple peeps. The corner block's on fire.
You know the day destroys the night, night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide, break on through to the other side, break on through to the other side, break on through to the other side, yeah. We chased our pleasures here, dug our treasures there, but can you still recall the time we cried? Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. In your arms, country in your